Irrational numbers are numbers that cannot be written in the form of a fraction. Irrational numbers, they are numbers that cannot be written in the form of a fraction. Or alternatively, there are those numbers which when you punch your calculator or which when you work them out, they're just going to give you a recurring decimal. So you're going to get a recurring decimal. Remember, a recurring decimal is a decimal number that doesn't stop, or a decimal number that doesn't have an ending. So, for example, if you take your calculator, and punch square root 5. If you take your calculator and punch square root 5, you are going to get your answer as 2.2360, a very long number, a very long decimal. So that decimal, it doesn't have an ending, or it doesn't stop, or it is recurring. And such a number, we call it an irrational number. Or take, for example, a number like pi. Pi is a number. So if you punch pi in your calculator, you're going to get 3.141592654, and so on. Your decimal is very long and it doesn't end. So those are examples of, so pi is an example of an irrational number. So an irrational number is just a number that has a recurring decimal, or a number that cannot be written in the form of a fraction, and so on. So you can take your calculator and punch all these numbers that are here. Square root 10. Square root 10 is going to give you 3.162277666. So it doesn't stop. The decimal doesn't stop. Do the same thing for square root 3. Square root 3 will give you 1.7320508008. So the decimal is not going to stop as well. Do the same for square root 15. You are going to get 3.87298334, and so on. So that number that has a recurring decimal, or the decimal is not ending, then we call it an irrational number.